last hours in Ulaanbaatar, I came downtown to visit one of the museums, and I stumbled upon this big party here in front of the State National Museum. I have no idea what it is about, but there's plenty of children dressed up all cutely, and they're gonna do some dance or some performance, and everybody seems to be in a party mood. So yeah, I think it's a good day to be here and to see how the local parties, because that always tells you something about the country. Aside from that, you can see a mix of more ancient buildings here in the back. Actually, that was a modern building. Some communist era buildings behind me right now, and at the very back you have the modern high-rise. Ulaanbaatar is an interesting mix of everything, actually, and as you know, you find the gers, those tent-like accommodations next to the most modern buildings that any city has to offer. So I definitely don't regret having come here. It's been a great 2 days. I really enjoyed Mongolia and Ulaanbaatar, and I look forward to discovering the rest of the country on my train ride later today, direction Russia, near the Baikal Lake, essentially. I'm in front of my Airbnb apartment block. But I have no idea how to get in, nor how to contact the host. I realize that she hasn't left me any information, and Airbnb doesn't have any information. So, what shall I do now? What shall I do? It's the neighborhood. I'm now in the Airbnb apartment that I tried to get into before. It's actually a nice place, and I was lucky. There were some teenagers downstairs loitering around, and I asked them if I could use their phone to call the host of this Airbnb place because I didn't have a local SIM card yet. And I didn't want to carry around my heavy stuff to get a SIM card. And I was able to reach her, and she came down to open. Her daughter speaks English, and so we could have a quick conversation. Actually, they live just next door. So as you can see here, nice kitchen. There's a little table. There's a little balcony. I was able to put my stuff to wash. Bathroom, all very modern. And a living room here with a TV I don't need, with a couch I don't need, but with a nice view. It's a sunny, cool day today. I'd say cool is probably around 20 degrees. And here's the bedroom with a real mattress, softer than I'm used to now after having slept on a wooden plank in Thailand, having slept on beds that are really hard in the train, and on a really hard bed in the Ger in Mongolia. So I'll see how I do now on a real mattress. Yeah, so that's it. I'm going to go out now. I'm going to visit Irkutsk, the city that has some historical importance for Russia. Yeah, I'll see what's around, and I'll share whatever's interesting. I came out of my home and I instantly found a place to buy a SIM card, and I was lucky. One of the guys in the shop spoke English well enough, certainly better than my Russian, and so we're able to communicate. I got the SIM card. Now, I thought Mongolia was cheap. I think I paid about $10 for 10 gig. And here I paid $3, three Sing dollars. That's $2.20 or so US dollars for 20 gigabyte of data, valid for a month. That's absolutely crazy. Then I jumped onto the street, grabbed a tram, which brought me to these beautiful wooden houses that you see behind me, and I paid 15 cents. It was very easy. There's a lady that goes around anytime someone enters the tram and gives you a ticket and gives you change. So that's very easy. And now I feel like I was scammed at a train station when I arrived here in Irkutsk. It's a relatively small train station for this being such a big city of, I think, 500,000 inhabitants or so. But there were only 2 or 3 taxis, and I didn't have much choice, and the guy was asking me for 1,000 rubles, which is about $20, a little less than $20. and I negotiated down to 700 rubles, but he wasn't willing to go down more, and so I feel like for a 20 minutes ride 700 rubles was exaggerated compared to what I just paid for a tram and for a SIM card. But who knows, I'm a tourist here and I don't know anything, so I have to take what I can get. So I'm in front of one of these wooden buildings, beautiful wooden buildings, which are more than 100 years old, and interestingly the city here has really maintained many of them. Some are just falling apart, but many of them are nicely maintained for various purposes, for tourism. Also there's somewhere people live in, and so I'm going to look at these. That's one of the trams I took before. They go at quite a speed. So I'm going to see what I find inside this building here. After having hit Ulaanbaatar on the Children's Day yesterday, today I'm here in the Irkutsk day of the city, so the anniversary of the city, and I'm lucky because there's again lots of festivities and people are out and things are going on. So let's have a look. now 9:37 p.m. I'm on my way back to the Airbnb apartment that I'm renting tonight. Irkutsk is a really beautiful city with many historic buildings, the wooden huts that really give it a nice charm. And overall it's a quiet city, has a great walking zone downtown. To my delight, there's no fast food here. I've not seen any McDonald's, there's no Starbucks, there's no Burger Kings. So this is really a place where food still has quality. And I had dinner in a place that opened 2 weeks ago, and I was chatting pretty much through dinner with the owner, who is a young guy who works in IT but decided to open a restaurant. It's, for what I've seen, the most designed restaurant in town. Beautiful windows, the food is really nicely presented. He has a big grill inside with a grill chef, open kitchen concept and all that, so just amazing. And also what I realized going around is that I definitely got conned by the taxi driver that took me from the train station today. The guy at the train station with his taxi was kind of asking people if they wanted a taxi ride. And since he looked to be the most trustworthy among the lot there, I said yes. And that's where I negotiated with him. Now when I entered into his taxi, he took off the taxi sign that you have on the roof and put it in, so this thing wasn't even fixed. And I first thought, well, that's the normal procedure here. When somebody hires a taxi, instead of changing the color to red or something, they simply take off the sign. But now as I went through the city, I saw that there's proper taxis with signs on the roofs that definitely can't be dismounted with meters and all that. So that's a bit unfortunate. But I had no internet to be able to check what the practices are here in terms of taking taxis. But I ended up not paying too much, so it's okay. I learned something today.